Alright, what's up guys? Back for another trade recap. So today, what do we have? FOMC. Were we expecting good price action? Absolutely not. Did we get good price action? I don't particularly think so. This all right here, straight chop. Even right here is pretty choppy. I mean, could you have found a trade? Yeah, I think so. But like, this is all Wednesday right here. Wednesday. I figured we'd take out some sort of liquidity before moving down. It was a pretty rough day. Thankfully, we only ended down $3. So when I say rough, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Definitely overtraded. Alright, so here we go. I know it kind of looks bad, but it's not as bad as it seems. A bunch of them are break-even trades. So this was a winner. This was a quick loser. It was like $30 though. Because I was trying to short again, and we just got fried as soon as we entered. Might as well start there. No, we're not gonna, because that'll be too confusing. So here we'll start. I took the 930 power of 3 this morning, and it was pretty choppy. Like, see, this is terrible price action. I just got straight chopped up in it. So let's go over it. So this is market open, 9:30. I was kind of mad because, well, we manipulated both ways, but I'll show you my draws. My draw on liquidity. Jesus. Look at that. That looks crazy. This is my draw on liquidity. I sent it to the Discord this morning. I'll pull that up. We had someone pass today. Passive funded. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Pulling up my analysis. This is it right here. If you haven't joined the Discord, go check it out. At 50 members, I'm doing a giveaway for a free funded. We're at 20 or 21 right now. So this is what I sent to the Discord at 9:14 in the morning. I had my draw on liquidity at yesterday's low, right? I said yesterday's low is my new draw on liquidity. I figured we put in a new high Tuesday or Wednesday, but it seems like the high of the week is Monday. I believe the rest of the week will trend down. We will see though. So what do we see? We actually swept both sides, right? So now we're kind of basing it off of how we closed today. I think if this is open, high, low, close, weak, then I want to see us close bearish, or like at least have a tall top wick. But so that was my draw on liquidity. I said that. Yesterday because I believe it's an open, high, low, close week, which means we need to continue down. And yesterday was obviously very bearish. We closed below the previous day's low, and we had a bunch of PD arrays that we had tapped and dumped. Okay, so that was my draw. Like I said, we'll drop to the 1 minute now. It was just such a choppy day, man. Like, I've told myself not to trade FOMC, at least like the hours prior to it coming out. But here we go. 9:30. What am I looking for? I'm looking for some type of manipulation into a PD array, and then CISD or some type of entry lower, right? So I don't really remember what I feel like some of my first entries were FOMO. Not gonna lie. Like, what the hell? I don't even really have an explanation. I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of these were forced, right? And I ended up just eating it. This one was break even. This was the only one I should have taken, and it was break even actually. That was the 930 power of 3, what I tried taking, and we swept lows, created SMT, and I got stopped out. Just right there. So I think that was a small loss by the looks of it. This was break even, and this is where I was no, because this is 10. So this is 10. So these were forced, right? 9. So I had 2 break evens and 1 loss. And the loss was so bad because it was FOMO'd so terribly. I'm pretty sure, let's see, 930 and 935. 930 is the low. 935 is the low. So I literally entered because we tapped to 5 minutes. So I was like, okay, if we're going to go down, the 5 minutes is going to be respected. Obviously, that did not happen. There was SMT below us and everything. I had already taken a trade and got out break even. I never should have FOMO'd like that. So that was my first loss. And that first loss was, I think, $90. I'm pretty sure. I lost 90 on that and then took another break even. And then this is where I took my second loss, was the 10 a.m. power of 3. Because I was bearish on the day. 100% I wanted to see bearish. And as you can see, it absolutely played out. Considering you guys saw my draw on liquidity, right? So, let's see. These are my draws. These two were what I wanted to see taken. So 10 o'clock, what do we need to see for a power of 3? We need to see manipulation into a 15-minute PD array, which we have. We have a 15-minute gap. We have a 1-hour order block and a 1-hour gap, right? So we have a load of PD arrays. I'm going to put this, I don't know. Wow, that's annoying. If we're really going to be able to see it, though, and like tell the difference, maybe we'll just change the color. Okay. So this is the hourly, this is the 15-minute. Okay, so as you can see, we manipulated up. At 10 o'clock, we come up and tap this gap where I want to see a reaction, and obviously you see it plays out, man. This is so unfortunate. I just got in early, so 15-minute PD array, 1-minute execution. 1-minute execution. What else do I need? I need SMT, right? SMT right here. I don't know why I got in right here. Not gonna lie. Oh, no, I see. Because this was the SMT right here, I believe. Did they have a different CISD over here? This was the SMT right here. The CISD took place right here at 10:12. So I'm not too sure why I got in right here. I thought I got in right here, not gonna lie. So I must have gotten in early, but 10:12 is right here. Even I thought I got in right here, which it wouldn't have mattered. Ready, watch. We're in the gaps. We have SMT. We have a CISD on NQ, and we already had one on ES. What am I looking for? I'm looking to target lows. Let's see. I want to see 1017, 1013, 1017, 1013. 1017, 1013. 1017 is the low on ES. 1017 is the low over here, so there's no SMT. So yeah, so it just didn't work right here. What could I have waited for, potentially, right? Is a sweep of this. If I wait till a sweep of this, which is right here, right, I'm gonna just do it like this. Pretty sure we don't tap the 15-minute OB on NQ. We potentially may have on ES. We did on ES, so that's big time right there. 15-minute gap tap right there. And if you took it on ES, it was probably even cleaner, I'm not gonna lie. So entry here would have been right here. Stops are crazy tight. And a person in our Discord took this trade, and this is the trade he passed the account on. So right here, I think there's SMT here. Let's see, highs 56.50, highs 56.50. And as you can see, right here, there's SMT. Low time frame SMT, a liquidity sweep, 15-minute PD array, 1 hour PD array. Only thing I don't like is how high we went into the PD arrays. I'm gonna get rid of the hourly. I didn't like that, but I do want to see, technically speaking, because I mean we were in a 15 as well, so it doesn't really matter, and we didn't get a pullback at all. But technically speaking, I could have taken a 5-minute CISD right here with the stops like at the top or something, and could have targeted the low. Oh well, no, I would have targeted it at least here, and either way would have, well, that would have been break even for sure at that point. But this would have smashed. Taking that we were in a 1 hour PD array, you can look for a 5-minute CISD. I want to see if there was like higher time frame SMT. I don't think there was. Neither of them. Well, I mean, technically, the fact that we hit the 15-minute order block on ES but not on NQ is SMT technically speaking. But so that was the trade I should have taken. The only thing I could have changed really is I mean, I guess wait for this sweep liquidity, right? But the problem was that was SMT, so that basically counts as the liquidity sweep, which is super unfortunate. So I got chopped up for a while, and I told myself, if we go back down to my entry, which as you can see is right at the bottom of that, so I'm just going to put that. And then I had my stop right here. I told myself, because it was chopping, and I was like, okay, I got to get out of this. I was like, even though I believe we are going down, as you can see we did, I was like, even though I believe that, I don't want to take this loss. This price action is horrific right now. I just want to get out. So I'm like, next time it goes to break even, like right around here, I was like, next time it goes to break even, I'm getting out. I walk away because I'm packing up to leave. I'm like moving back home, college, the semester's over. So I walk away for literally 1 minute. What do? Dump back down randomly, right? Randomly we dump 100 ticks in one candle, dump back to my entry, and then what do? Fly back up 125 ticks and stop me out. The second I walk away, dumps to where I wanted to get out break even, and I should have moved my stop down there. I didn't think about that. Now, hindsight, I'm thinking about that right now. I could have done that and it would have saved me. I didn't, and obviously we ate that. So, but that being said, as you can see, my stop was only about 100 ticks. So at this point, all these trades are done. 2 break evens, 2 real trades, and I was down $203 or something. Like nothing crazy. Because usually I like to risk up to $250 a day. I've come to the realization I need to change that. I need to be able to risk more on evals. Once I get to a XFA, I will go back to risking about $250 a day or something much less, right? And I'll probably do less micros as well, just because it makes the most sense to do that. So that drop right there took out my short, and I'm pretty sure this was break even, right? Yep, break even trade. I was FOMOing at this point. Still break even, so it doesn't matter, but I was like, oh my god, bro. I was like, we're not going to get a tap back into this 5 minute. This is ridiculous. I just want to see a 5 minute gap tap, or even a 15-minute gap tap that we could see drop back down. I was like, we're not going to get it. It's just going to take out all my draw liquidities. I knew this was the trade of the day, blah, blah, blah. So another break even. We take out our first draw on liquidity. Again, we come up. I think this was the 15-minute gap tap, or even, I don't know. Yep. So we were inside a 15-minute PD array. That's the first one. This was the second one. Look at this. I was just getting absolutely chopped. I'm so thankful that I was able to end break even, and you guys will see some stupid stuff at the end, right? I don't want to curse, but I believe this was break even as well. Yep. So we closed right here in this line, like 19,839, entered 19,841. Yeah. So that was break even basically. It was like $2 in profit or something. So what was I thinking here? Let's see. I believe there's SMT. I believe there was a CISD. You know what I gotta do? I gotta pull. I'm just gonna pull this over on my other screen real quick. You guys won't be able to see this, but I'll pop it up once I make sure that we actually have SMT. So here we are. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So right here, what do I enter off of? We have a CISD right here inside a 15-minute PD array. Inside a macro time frame, it is 11:55, so it's 11:50 macro. Right here, CISD. Oh no. Yeah, right? Yeah. CISD, I waited for a pullback, and I got in like right around here, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yep. Targeting these lows was first TP, and second TP was daily, which obviously we ended up smashing later in the day, as you can see right there. And then we reverse. So, which I also kind of knew was going to happen. I will get into that, which I was kind of hoping was going to happen too, right? So then my stop, I believe I left it at a 5-minute untapped PD array. So I left it here. This is the 5-minute that I wanted to see us not touch. All right, so back to the 1 minute. Do we have SMT was my first question, and I believe we do. So if my entry's here, yeah, this was SMT right here. I'll pull that up in 1 second. Yes, right here too. There. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, we swept those highs on ES. On NQ we did not. Okay, so I enter. We have a 15-minute PD array. Our stop loss is set on a 5-minute untapped PD array. We have a change in the state of delivery. We have our draw on liquidity right here, right? And we have relative equal lows down here. We have a bunch of lows. And obviously we did sweep these lows, so it makes it a little bit less probable, but this was my draw for the day, so I wanted to see it take it. And it did. It just happened later in the day. So was this a bad trade? No. We went break even because we came down. Well, so we came up, tapped me in, because I didn't want to enter down here. I wanted to see some type of retracement to tap me in. And then this line is my break even point, because at this point we had gone up, almost tapped me out, flew back down, and I was up 84 ticks with 2 micro, so yeah, $85. And as you can see, like, I'm pretty sure that swept everything. That might have been SMT with this right here. So it came up and almost tapped us out, and then we had this SMT. So ES had already swept that. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. We have SMT again. We have a new CISD that we have respected, and we randomly dropped 200 ticks. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is going to play out. Nope. drop all of that way just to reverse back up and tap out break even. Super unfortunate. Not a bad trade by any means. It's just because of PA. So I can't even be mad, right? Pre FOMC, this is going to happen. That's why you kind of want to stay out of the market. So then that was at 12. News was at 2, right? So what am I thinking? This is my draw on liquidity right here. This is news. So we come down. This is what I wanted to see at news. At news, I wanted to see high swept with the CISD out of a PD array for 2 p.m. Power 3, right? Let's see. I don't know. We didn't have the greatest PD arrays, right? So, I mean, we have this order block, but we never really closed out of it prior to news. Like if we would have came down here and then tapped back into it, that would have been cool, but we didn't really have a good PD array. But what I wanted to see was some type of super liquidity up here prior to moving down, because this is data highs and we did come up and take them right after dumping. But what happened was I wanted to see some short here down to this, my drawn liquidity, and it absolutely dumped and hit it, which is so nice. So I needed something like this. CISD right here. This was SMT with ES. We never swept data highs on NQ, but we did on ES. And then entry would have been something like this, depending on where we were. Somewhere around that. And what happened, well, as you can see, it dumped, gave me no entry, and hit TP. So that was unfortunate. But I took that and I was like, yo, that's true. Like, that's a perfect play. But we left data highs on NQ. We swept yesterday's low. And usually when you sweep some type of crazy liquidity like that, you get some type of reversal, right? Some type of reversal. On top of the fact that we are in a 4-hour PD array, I believe at this point. Yep. So as you can see, we sweep all this liquidity inside this 4-hour gap. So now I'm ready for some type of retracement. I'm open to taking some quick scalp play and getting out. So what target do I see? Well, first off, I see this. We come down, we start finding some type of bottom. We get SMT. We have a 5-minute untapped gap, I believe is what it was. Right here, I believe is where I get out. Let's see. Oh, it was a 1 minute. Okay. So everything was done in the 1 minute. Okay, yep, right there. So obviously right here we have an unfilled 1 minute. I didn't even recognize the 5 minute, but get that. We get SMT. We get a change in the state of delivery right here. And I don't know. Did I enter early on this? Yep. So I entered down here. With this, and I just had this right there, and I had this right here. And with that being said, I knew there was a chance that we could go back up for data highs, right? But I didn't really care in a sense of like, I just knew I wanted my money back. Did I miss out on $743? Yep. Yes, I did, if you're wondering. Would I have ever been close to drawdown again? No, because my entry was basically a bottom tick. So I never would have got close. I would have been, the closest I would have ever been was right here, and that's 62 ticks away. Would this have sketched me out? Hell yeah, because we come up right next to it and then dump 400 ticks. So maybe at that point I was trailing or something, like pretending, let's just say. But so we take this SMT, CISD, we're finding a bottom. We need some type of retracement. Even if we were getting the next leg down, I wanted to see some type of retracement, let alone the fact that we had data highs left above. So took this with 2, right? 2, yep, made 260. I thought it was like 260. It had to have been, or maybe this is right. Either way, something like that, like $250, $260. So at this point now, the account's up $45. So I'm like, okay, valid, valid. What do we see now? We see that I'm stupid, basically. So then I get greedy, and I'm like, you know, I can get a little bit more out of this, for sure. What do I do? I actually don't know what I did. Oh my gosh, okay. So this is what I did. So I see that we started to reject down, and look what we rejected down from. If you guys know about rejection blocks and stuff, we are respecting the CE of this wick so hard. So I was like, oh my god. And so at first, I'm not even lying, because now I was in the gambling mindset. So when we came up here on NQ, right here, and I saw this, I promise you, my finger was on the button. I had a limit order like chilling, like out here, and then I went to like, I don't know what the. I went to like drag it around and move it to fill myself because I saw the rejection from it. And I was like, no way. So literally, I promise you, I was doing that right here because I had such a tight stop. I was like, oh, that doesn't matter. I'm not going to lose any money doing this. Like, even if it flies back up on me. And I was like, I have $45 in profit to spare. So if I lose $45, it doesn't matter. I'm on the day break even. If I don't lose and it dumps, I'm going to make a lot of bread and it's going to make up for everything else. That was my thought process. Obviously, I didn't enter there because I got scared and I knew I was wrong, right? I knew I was wrong. What do I do instead? I wait for a 5-minute retracement. What is going on? I wait for a 5-minute retracement to this gap, and I was like, okay, if we're going to continue down, and in fact that was a rejection block play, what are we going to do? We are going to respect this 5-minute. I will be the first to tell you, we did not respect said 5-minute. So we got in around here. Stop was at, I kept it tight because I didn't want to actually like lose a lot of money, right? TP is right here. And why is that stupid? Because we took out the objective. Well, on top of a plethora of other things, that is stupid. We took out my objective. I should not be. There's no reason to come back down here right now. Maybe in the following days, but not right now. We just swept our objective. We can move up now, especially with data highs that we did not take out yet. But I was being stupid. I was gambling. I knew I had $45 to spare. Got in on the tap into this 5-minute, and it was the largest 5-minute, other than the next largest 5-minute. But we tap in on a candle that is 400 ticks long, 100 points. That's what I get. You know what I'm saying? That's what I get. I don't really care. Was it stupid of me? 100%. Do I regret every second of it? Yes, 100%. I now know, and I have known, but now I need to be more strict about trading pre-FOMC. I'm never going to do it again. Horrible idea. If you traded this, you are crazy. Obviously, there was like a trade or two that was possible. But even my 10 a.m. Power 3 wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, and we still got fried. And that's because it's bad PA. There was no reason to disrespect that SMT and go take out the highs. ES already took them. We had SMT. We can move down. We are in 2 large PD arrays. There's no reason to go up. But that was basically the day. It seems much worse than it is considering I'm down $3.50. That's basically like taking a trade and going break even and just being left with the fee that it costs to take the trade. So I don't really mind. With that being said, I know some people in the Discord made some money. Make sure to join that. It will be in the description. It's free. Just a place for everyone to learn, come together, and be with like-minded people. If you stay till the end of this video, I appreciate it. I will catch you guys tomorrow for a much better day. I can tell you that right now. Peace.